themselves, dust upon the shelves, and time's impossible to find. Is anybody gonna help tidy up these toys or the clutter in my mind? If all you wanna do is run, I won't tell anyone your secret fantasy. If all you wanna do is cry, I won't even ask why. I'll just hold the box of tissues for you. It's okay if today the only thing you make is you make it through the day.
Hello.
There is Jill.
Hi, Jay.
Look at you.
Can I call you Jay?
You can call me, I've been called way worse, Jill. So Jay is perfect.
Hi, Jay.
How are you doing? Look at you all relaxed in your house. How are you, Jill?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great, Jill.
Yeah.
Where are you right now? Are you in Vancouver, Jill?
I'm in Vancouver, yes, in my home at my dining room table.
Stylish, not surprised. And but yeah, Jill, I was thinking about you. And by the way, congratulations on your forthcoming album. I have to start there. I mean, Homemaker. Talk about 10 songs, not a bad note, not a bad song, no filler, just straight to your soul. Like, incredible. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Jill. But yeah, I was thinking about you because how old is your daughter, Grace, now, Jill?
My daughter just turned 7.
She just turned 7. Yeah, I was thinking about you because this weekend I was covering a festival down in Florida, and I spent some time with Lee Nash of Sixpence None the Richer.
Oh, yeah.
And she is going through some emotional stuff because she's got one son, and the son left the nest to go to college.
Yes.
And like you, she's scared to talk about all these quirks of motherhood in music.
Mm-hmm.
All these like different angles that like we don't even know about as men.
Yeah.
Why do you think, Jill, it's taken so long, for everyday motherhood situations, just the normal stuff to be openly talked about in songwriting?
It's not sexy or fun. And, I think it's really real and raw, and it's not, I don't know, like it's just, it hasn't been popular subject matter in mainstream music anyway. That's for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of popular music, speaks a lot to falling in love and romance, but not a lot to like what it's like to be with someone, married to someone for years and years and years, and then
Right.
have kids with someone. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit funny because it's such a common experience. Lots of people do get married and have children. It's just, I think, I don't know, it's not sung about all that often, but I think it has to do with the fact that a lot of musicians drop out of the game when they start families because it's hard to juggle having kids.
Totally.
Particularly for women.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up a career in music and touring when you've got kids at home, and so
100%.
Yeah, so I feel like we don't hear from that perspective as often as I would like, and so I'm doing my part to try to address some of those topics, and
Yeah.
people relate to them. A lot of people relate to them, so that's a good thing.
Totally, totally. And just after hearing your EP, like, you're more conscious of it. Like, I have a couple friends here that are like, kind of in our age group. One of them is relatively well known. I won't say her name, but she's not having kids yet because she's afraid. She's afraid that her career is going to stall.
Mhm.
But yeah, Jill, in all seriousness, thank you. Thank you in all seriousness, because as a guy, sometimes we don't know this stuff, Jill.
Mhm.
The heroics of motherhood that nobody sees, the never-ending clutter, the dishes. I mean, this is gonna have a tremendous impact. And I think, your album is gonna have a lot of legs. Was this the thinking when you were writing these songs, like to shine a light on this stuff, or did it just kind of like happen?
I mean, I wrote these. This I started the first song that I wrote from this album is the title track, "Homemaker," and I wrote it the morning that my kids went back to school and daycare after they'd been home with me for 6, 8 months during, that time that we all experienced across the whole world, where a lot of people were home. And it was like I was just coming. It was my kind of like my first time alone in my house after many, many months. And
How was that?
I mean, I sat on my couch and I bawled my eyes out.
So it was like sad. It was like
No,
okay,
it
gotcha.
was a relief. I was like
A
crying,
relief.
I was crying tears of relief that I had
Yeah.
a minute to myself. So I
Wow.
cried my eyes out and then, wiped my tears away and picked up my guitar and I wrote that song. And I wrote it kind of for myself, to myself, speaking to myself. But I kind of had a sense right away that, you know, other people might need to hear this too and relate to this and feel seen by this. So I kind of it set me on a path to really kind of download like a lot of what I'd been feeling about being a mom and stuck at home with my kids. And I just it was cathartic for me to finally write, like really write about it in my music, because I think I had been a little bit afraid of digging into these topics just because it just doesn't seem that sexy or fun. But
Totally. And by the way, you look great. And the reason I mention it is because I know that's an extra layer of difficulty, just eating well and staying active and all that. So,
thank you.
you look great. Yeah, yeah,
You know what?
absolutely.
I'll take it. Thank you for that. You know, I yeah, it's true. It is true. It is true. That's takes a lot of work. I don't, I what am I trying to say here? I appreciate you saying that.
Totally. And look, like, we're not saying that, like, Jill Barber is like super special. No, you're shining a light on like the heroics of everyday mothers around the
Yes,
world.
I am.
You know,
Thank you for saying that.
it is incredible. Yeah.
I want to celebrate the work that people don't see. So much of it
Hmm.
is unseen and invisible. And it honestly, I've spent 20 years in the music business. It is not easy. It is not an easy business to be in, but I'm telling you, the business of parenting is way harder. It
Right.
just is. It's
Right.
like, it's intense. It's
I,
demanding.
I
It's
bet. I
humbling.
bet.
And
There's no backstabbing, but you still got to pick up the goldfish, and yeah, I get
that's
it.
right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And no applause,
Oh my God.
no awards.
Hmm.
So yeah, I am trying to shine a light on that unseen work.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And you're rocking it, Jill. And by the way, your song "Beautiful Life," another standout, but like, really love it, actually, one of my favorites. But what I love about this one is, you wrote it over Zoom during the pandemic. You were discussing it, and we live in Nashville, obviously, songwriters town. Just up the street is Music Row. Emily lives here, for example. You wrote with her, along with Amaya Davis.
Yes.
How was it to write? I'm always curious about this, and I don't know why I've never asked anybody this, Jill. I am so curious. How was it to write a song over Zoom? Because, I mean, I'm not a musician, but I know when people lock their doors here and they write a song, at least you're in the room with each other. You're feeling the vibe.
Hmm.
If something's not working, if a line's not working,
Hmm.
how were you able to like do such a great song over Zoom? Like, just walk us through it.
Honestly, it surprised me too. Uh, during the pandemic, when a lot of people were just in their homes, uh, folks were starting to reach out and say, "Hey, do you want to try to do this on Zoom? It's probably not going to work, but let's give it a go. Let's just try it. Let's see how it goes." And was continually surprised how effectively I was able to write songs with people over Zoom. I mean,
Interesting.
it would have been nicer to be in the same room, no question. But it was a bit of a silver lining in that, yeah, I just spent a few days writing with Emma Lee, and as you say, they're in Nashville, and I'm here in Vancouver. So we just hopped. I mean, we didn't have to. I didn't have to buy a plane ticket. I didn't have to leave my family. I just had to close my bedroom door and like sign onto Zoom, and we were able to write a few songs together, and it was an amazing way of connecting
Yeah.
over during a challenging time. I mean, I would still write a song. I like if I wanted to write with someone in Europe, I would hop on a Zoom call happily and write a song. Like, I think it's in a way it's kind of nice that so many songwriters have discovered that it's possible. But I mean, it's always nice to be in the same room as someone.
Yeah, I mean, the song it's incredible that it came out of Zoom. But yeah, to your point, a lot of great music out of 2020 is coming out now, and it's like, wow, it came out that way.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
totally, Jill. You know, and there's such a sense of gratitude in your music, and this is one of my favorite things about like your discography, Jill. We just drove back from a festival in Florida. I was telling you about it. We listened to all your stuff for research, and just such a sense of gratitude and love in your music. Like in My Mother's Hand, for example, you know, you hear it loud and clear. And you know, in today's era, with it's almost like cool, you know, to say, "Oh, I left home, you know, burned my bridges, went solo." It's like refreshing to say, you know what, I love my parents, and I'm so grateful for them. Um, you know, where does your mom live? She lives far from you, right, Jill?
Yeah, I'm from Toronto,
Yeah.
so my folks are still in Ontario and in Toronto, and yeah, I am close with them. And yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for having an amazing mom. I mean, I think I wanted to take that opportunity to acknowledge her and the work that all the hard work that I didn't see that she did, you know, when I was a kid growing up raising me. And I mean, she's still a mom. She's still doing
Yeah.
it. So that was important to me to, yeah, I wanted to acknowledge my mom, and
Amazing.
it felt good. Yeah, it felt good. And I
Is
also, sorry, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Well, and then I also wrote a song on the album about my daughter. So I thought that had kind of like, I just like, you know, I obviously this record Homemaker, there's a real theme that
Hmm.
runs through it. It's like family and taking care of people and the people that have taken care of me and what it means to celebrate that connection.
Yeah. No, what I was going to ask you, but that's beautifully said. Is, you know, now that you're a mom, is there something? I'm sure you probably get asked this frequently, but like comes through in the music. It like ties together to this conversation. Is there something now that you're as a mother that you know that you're like, wow, like I'm gonna pass that on to my you know to my two kids that I didn't know, but like as you got older, as you became a mom, it's like this is like that was badass. She's a superhero, you know.
I mean, I just actually wrote the sentence all mothers are superheroes. They have to be. They have to be selfless. They have to give so much. Is there anything I've learned? I mean, I think my mom really she just wanted me to be happy and she wanted me to thrive and she kind of gave me everything I needed to thrive, and I'm trying to do the same thing for my kids. I really think the ultimate goal, my goal as a parent, is just to help the kids figure out who they are and how to feel safe and comfortable and secure expressing who they are as people in the world, trying to raise good citizens. You know, I don't know, I mean,
So much, right?
I'm just figuring it out. Every parent just figures it out as they go, but you know, there is a lot of joy. Like there's a ton of joy that I feel, obviously, having a family and kids, and I love my kids. They're great, funny people. Um, but you know, your friend in the music industry who's delaying having kids because it she's worried about what it'll mean for her career. You know, she's right to worry. Like, I hate to say it, but I mean, it's the same for across different types of careers. Families are really demanding. And so is a career in music.
Yeah.
And you know, you can only respond to so many demands on your time. So
Oh my God, Jill, you're amazing. I could talk to you for 17 hours. I can already see this, and I think you may play a song for us. So I don't want to take too
I'm gonna
much
play
of
a
your
song.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, but let me ask you about this, Jill, as well. I seriously, you're gonna have to come back because I have so many questions now. You're amazing, but your songs have been all over pop culture, especially in Canada, but really all over. I mean, you've had "Never Quit Loving You," in Chrysler. You had songs in Orange Is the New Black, and I
Mhm.
looking back, I remember seeing that show, seeing that episode, and it was like, wow, that was crazy. The L Word, your songs have been on the L Word. What does it feel like, Jill, to have your songs on shows and commercials that are watched by 10, 15, 20 million people?
Feels great. I mean, I love when my music is used in ways that I never would have imagined myself. Um, it feels great when my song is used as like a first dance at a wedding. Or, if a mom shares my record with like another mom friend. Like I just it I love the way that music makes its way around. But certainly
Mm,
those placements were really cool. I remember reading um, the brief about the placement for Orange Is the New Black, and because the show, it was before the show had aired. My song Chances is at the very end of the pilot episode, and it's kind of an ironic usage. It's like, because it's a very romantic song, but it's used in a kind of a dark, scary,
like a
creepy
setting,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it was an interesting usage, but I remember reading the brief and thinking, wow, this sounds like kind of a weird show. And but I was happy to lend my music to it, and then that show really exploded, and it ended up being really good for me. A lot of people discovered my music through that
Love it.
placement. So yeah, it's nice when other forms of creativity like film and television can be a vehicle for people to discover music. It's a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing, Jill. Well, you got to be a mother, you got to be a wife, you got to do all your stuff. Author, you're also a children's author.
Yep.
You're an activist. You do for Girls Action Foundation. You do so much, Jill. So let me not hold any more of your time. And if you want to take us away with a song, we'd be honored.
I would love to. I have my guitar right here. Thank you
Beautiful.
so much for the chat, and um, you're a pleasure to chat with, and appreciate
Yeah,
you
yeah,
taking
absolutely.
the time and spending the time with my music.
Absolutely, Jill. It's great art. Honored.
Your listeners out there. So I thought I would play this song. It's the first. It's the first song on the album. Kind of sets the tone for a woman who's been in this business for a long time and is kind of questioning whether it's worth what it's worth to her. It's called Instant Cash for Gold.
Pawn shop in my neighborhood, tarnished dreams out on display. Folks go in and out each day, treasures held in a paper bag. They've got old guitars and a dusty slide, wedding bands cast aside, all the tears that you cannot hide, and I'm afraid to go inside. I've been singing my songs from town to town in a party dress and a rusty crown. One of these days I'll quit the road and trade these old songs in like instant cash for gold. Devil with a gap-toothed grin can sense the trouble that I'm in. He preys on souls to trade 'em in. Sign says, please come back again. I've been singing my songs from town to town in dusty boots and a beaded gown, trying to work for a living wage as I scribble my feelings on a page. Pennies from heaven won't pay the bills, working for nothing except the thrills. One of these days I'll quit the road and trade these from town to town in a party dress and a rusty crown, cashing in on some broken hearts, scraping by, selling them off for parts. Will the caged bird always sing? Does the shine wear off of everything? One of these days I'll quit the road and trade these old songs in, like instant cash for gold. Like instant cash for gold. Like instant cash for gold.
Jill Barber. My chills have chills. Thank you so much. What a wonderful way to start that day. Thank you, Jill. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Chat soon.
Thanks, Jay.